NCRP Productions presents Fantasy Flight's Star Wars RPG, Season 2, Episode 10.
Hello, and welcome to the table in a galaxy far, far away. I'll be your DM, David, today. Today we are going to be playing Star Wars Fantasy Flight games. We're playing all three books, Age of Rebellion, Edge of Empire, and Force and Destiny as one complete book. Let's meet our players, starting from our left.
Hello, this is Josh. I am playing Locke, the Iridonian Zabrak, bounty hunter gadgeteer.
Hey, this is Barry. As always, I am running Grist, the Squib Shadow Sentinel.
This is Ty. I'm playing Victus, the Twi'lek mystic Makashi Duelist.
This is Jessica, and I am playing Jimothy, the Jawa grenade goblin.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Guys, the goal is to keep giving you more titles.
Yes.
This is it. It needs to become like ye old Star Wars. All right. Just like when we start all of our sessions, we need to make sure we roll our destiny points. So we're going to roll those white D12, seeing what we got, starting with our left side.
One dark side.
Yeah.
2 white.
No.
One dark.
Yeah.
One dark.
Yes. And then one also because we have a dark aligned character.
So one.
So I got 2 light side,
three.
4 dark side for our team.
Oh, four.
Okay.
Four, yeah.
When we last were together, your team, your crew, was looking for the JL-12F. You originally went to the planet Vindaxa, and then ran into some trouble there, met the Remnant, ran into an old associate from your past, Graz Akrut, and then you have made your way to Ord Vaxel. You guys were able to stealthily sneak into this old Imperial base, make your way to the basement through a lucky find of the original scientist passcode. And at the basement, you ran into Lieutenant Gideon Velt, who was taking the JL-12F. Combat ensued. He has warned the facility that you guys were here and he was requesting backup. Luckily, Graz was able to stop him before he escaped. You guys have the JL-12F in your possession, and that is where we currently left off, as I remember.
Yep, I have my notes as we are getting ready to leave.
Perfect. So, you are in this basement setting. We all know... Sorry?
Damn droids.
I think we get to flip over.
Little mouser droids making problems because they can't find themselves. So, you're in this Imperial basement. The lights are that red light indicating that there is combat going on. You can't hear the alarm going off, but you all have that sense that impending marching is coming towards you. Mm-hmm. The room contains a few boxes, crates, dead troopers through various means. You know that if you can head backwards, you head up to the elevator, you may be able to take that to your way out. You may get stopped by the troopers who are up there unloading and preparing for a deeper excursion, or you can try to follow Graz in the direction he came. What's your plan?
So, quick question. What is the health of the party? Because from what I recall, we were in pretty bad shape after that fight.
Yeah, it's not good.
So just
poor. Additionally, we don't have any of the NFIs with us, right? They are currently up with.
No.
Yeah,
That was
before
a different
this.
planet.
We
We dropped the NFIs off at a space station, and we are on entirely different.
Graz, you were unconscious, so it's understandable that you don't remember that part.
Okay.
Between the two of us, who got frozen in carbonite?
You are on the planet by yourself. Remember, you stopped at the way station to refuel,
Right.
drop off the rescued individuals, and enlisted one of them to be your
Now is that Yanari?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we only have Yanari, and
Grist,
he's not with
Graz,
us.
Grist,
He's
Grist.
on the ship. The ship, and for some reason, I feel like Locke is on the ship too.
No, you
that was
rolled
the
in.
last planet.
Yeah.
Like
All
we
right.
all went down there.
Yeah.
We
Grist is
we
not
had-
doing well. You asked the question. Grist is not
Well,
doing well.
to remember, Grist, you were engaged because you tried to stealth up and steal the JL-12F.
Yeah.
You got into a hand-to-hand combat with Gideon, who used you as a body shield.
Yeah, he fucking shot
It
me.
didn't go
and,
well.
and then you got shot by your teammates, and by accident, because he threw you into the way of them. And then
I auto-fired Gideon, and so that was that. So.
And then he didn't do well.
He pulled his blaster up and he hung by it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I was able to shoot him. Yeah, because it was like.
Right, it wasn't Graz, it was you. Yes, I apologize. I gotta give credit where credit due.
So my question at this point is, do we follow Graz? It seems like that would be the best bet.
Graz would continue deeper into the station to state his bloodlust.
Yes.
No.
He told you he was going hunting.
All right.
We're going back to where we came.
That means anything that's coming down, we have to go against it. And I've got a bad feeling. In fact, I'm going to see how bad a feeling
Never
I've
say
got.
that.
With, yes, 2 white.
Ooh.
So, I am going to use my... Man, these character sheets have so many pages.
We don't like the 25-page character.
You
am
switch
going
to page 6, appendix C. You'll see under there under section 3.
So, I am going to sense out. The user may spend points to sense all living things within short range. And since that's all I can do at present, I'm doing it. And again, it's slowly me starting to catch on to the fact that there is something, I don't know what, but there's something that I'm starting to be able to tap into. Like I'm getting better at focusing it. And I feel like with the 2 light side points, I really was able to focus this.
Very much.
But whatever's in short range, we're heading that way.
Between this combat, between just Graz's personal behavior, his predatory instincts, you get your primal instincts of yourself. Being a squib and living from your planet, you kind of fall back into that and you attune yourself to the environment around you. You're more nature, less civilized, less concrete, but you have been in tunnels before, and you have recently been in space. So, yeah, you can sense out. You begin to, almost echolocate and feel. Easily you can pick up Graz as that hunting of, that bloodlust is picked up. He is enjoying this. This is where he shines. You can feel above you, about 3 floors, there seems to be a large wave. It's hard to distinguish, but it's almost like you feel like a stampede is coming down.
So I'm feeling it from up above. So we used to cave dive and we'd have to run from crocodiles, and that's the feeling.
Are you suggesting we go deeper into the space?
No, I'm suggesting we're running into a stampede of some sort.
So what is your solution then?
Wait. Ooh, that's right. I'm the captain. Follow me. And I'm heading for the turbo lift.
Okay.
Was there anything useful that Squad had that we need to bring along with us? While they're conversing, Locke's just kicking around.
Ooh,
a couple of more grenades for
Beautiful.
our grenade goblin, or maybe some medikits to heal some of our 2 near-death party members.
Oh,
no.
I
don't know.
The medic could use more medic packs.
So I already used 1 stim pack because I was actually knocked unconscious at one point.
That's right. Okay.
So I'm sitting at only 5 HP.
Yeah.
And the next one I use will only be 4. So it's...
Yeah, it's diminishing returns, but HP is HP.
Correct. Which I do have 2 more I can use.
You have 2 stim packs.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Is
we
there
have a little-
anything
no.
in particular you were looking for, or just were you doing a general search of the
Yeah,
area?
no, I mean, I'm just looking for anything that'll help us on this particular mission mostly. I understand there's probably a lot of really cool blasters I'd love to tinker with in my spare time, but right now I gotta have priorities.
Understood.
Oh, goblins! Yeah, we got to keep Jiminy fed.
Old Jiminy Cricket over there.
Jimothy.
I have 22 frag grenades.
Oh,
as it
Jimothy
is,
got-
so-
Okay. Well, how many
Was it
can
on
you
this
hold?
planet or the other planet?
It was on
Previous
the other
planet.
planet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jimothy
so
got
we're
a
good.
bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
if-
I mean, I'm not so much worried about the grenades, but
What you do find, I can just give you a heads up. You do find 3 stim packs.
yeah.
Is the
You want me
easiest
to write
one.
those down?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're going to
Yes.
find them, but okay.
Yeah.
You find 5 pretty much extra reloads, so it's for your ammo cartridges.
Oh yeah. Need those.
Those can be used if your weapon gets jammed, runs out of ammo, or if someone uses a power ability to attack your.
So yeah, I'll distribute those to Grist, and you also have a pistol. You just don't
Yeah.
really use it very often.
No, why
and
would I
you
bother?
never you never use a gun, right?
I have had a gun this entire time.
you haven't
I've
used
never
it.
fired it.
Okay, so I'll give 2 to
I don't even know if it works.
I'll give 2 to Grist, 1 to Jimothy, and I'll
It'd be
keep 1.
great if it didn't.
So extra reloads.
Off the troops, that's what you find. You don't see, like, again, troopers have their armor, which could be something. They have their blasters, which, you know, one or two is similar to what you're carrying. From what you found, they have the heavy carbines, but otherwise, they're your pretty standard loadout for remnants, and are what people would know as ex-Imperial.
Should we try and contact Inari and see what it looks like up there? How hot it is outside?
Do we get signal down here?
Yes, you do. And you also remember that you guys did come down a different turbo lift than the main one that could have brought you down.
Right. Yeah. So do we
I
try
can
going
read
through?
our comms again if we have issues.
Yeah. Do we try and go back up the auxiliary lift, or do we go up the main one?
I think the auxiliary lift will probably have less emergency traffic going down.
Okay. Well, I say we go.
Out of character, what was we just took the secondary lift to avoid going through the front door?
When you guys stealthed into the warehouse, you began searching around some of the computers, and you were able to locate some information, and there was a specialized key card that activated a personalized lift for the main doctor, scientist Dr. Akir, the one who had been researching the JL-12F, and you guys took his elevator down to the labs so he wouldn't have to walk through the riffraff or carry, valuable research.
So I'm going to pick up speed and start running there. I'm assuming everyone else is following, but a captain leads his troops.
I'm going to get on the radio and be like, "Pilot, where are you?"
His name's Yanari.
I don't care.
As you click onto your comms, it takes a second. You hear, "Beep. What's that? What's going on?"
Where are you?
Right where you parked me. It seems like there's a lot of activity kicking up. What's going on, guys?
Get the ship ready. We're on our way up.
Copy that. You want me to catch you in flight, or just be ready to go?
Just be ready to go for now.
Copy that, boss. You hear the click out. You know that. Remember that there was the encased compound that you guys are in. You're in the original warehouse when you come up. The troopers do have some TIE fighters and vehicles around there. And there was quite a few individuals, so just remembering. You guys crowd into this nice little turbo lift. Is there any way you want to organize yourself? This is, again, just that general circular lift.
So, I figure once we get in... All right, at this point, then, I figure I'll aim low, you guys aim high.
Like, Grist is the first one in because he's the captain, so I'm just going to keep that same formation, being the last one in. I will be the first one out the door when it opens.
I'm going to take a knee to be able to aim low.
So you're taking an aim. Okay, so anytime things do go into combat, you get that bonus. Are you planning to charge out, Locke, or what's going on?
No, I mean, I'm going to, assess the situation. If it makes more sense to take cover, we will. But if there's some high explosives, then we're going to have to advance because we don't want to get caught in this little elevator. Okay. And get bottlenecked. So
definitely. What about you, Jimothy?
I've got a hand on a grenade and I am ready to toss it.
Oh man. Guys, this is gonna be a terrible counter ambush. Alright, as you guys are sitting in the turbo lift going up, it's that wonderful experience of this always seems longer than it does going down. As you're like,
and there's this song that keeps playing.
Right. As you guys are just kind of running up, getting prepared, just as you feel like it's about to get annoying, like your tensions kind of kick in, the turbo lift throttles down, lands, the door opens, it doesn't make that ping sound, it's just that general As you can see, there were a few lights on. They are now gone again to that red. You can hear that blaring, that kicking off. You hear a few padded feet, but you don't see the troopers. As you kind of hear that, you maybe look to your right if you're willing to look out. What you do see, though, from immediately the door opening, besides this red lit room, you can see the computers that you had been looking at. You can see the busted down AT-AT. You can see that the main door is open, and outside are a few troopers pretty much buttoning things down, locking stuff up. You can see them manning their turrets. People are kind of pulling out heavy turbo blasters, and then 2 TIE fighters take off.
Gesundheit.
So you didn't get spotted from what you can tell. What's your actions, Gavin?
Okay, follow me. I'll set the pattern. I'm going to stealth out.
Okay.
And we got to get out of the compound.
I start just walking out, and then I see Grist, and he's like, "Follow me."
Wait, stop! Follow me. And I'm going to roll stealth. I'm just going to figure out where it is. What would you like me to roll against?
what is your plan? You're just trying to avoid detection
everything,
all the way? Okay.
Is it stealth?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not
Yep,
stealth.
there is stealth. Let me pull
Deception.
up my character sheet.
No, it's
No,
there's stealth.
It's under skullduggery.
It's also
Agility
deception.
roll.
All right, it's. Wow.
I'm lying to you. You can't see me. Just think of.
I'm deceiving you by hiding.
When I crouch down, you can't see me. Them's the rules.
If I can't see you, you can't see me.
All right, it's going to be against a 4 difficulty.
4 difficulty.
So 4, that would be 4 difficulty is the 4 purple 8-sided dice.
All right. Well, there is a triumph.
We can't assist him. He's like, this is an individual roll or like
So,
a group
Wow.
roll?
So
Like,
there's one
if-
triumph and one.
Because I have one higher agility than him. Can I
You-
like
this
assist
could be
him
a group
and
roll in the
assist
sense
him
that
and
you are
lend
working
my
together.
agility to him?
So 1 triumph, 3 successes, 1 threat. 2 successes, 1 threat. Excuse me.
Okay, so the triumph is a critical. You said 3 successes.
2 successes, 2 successes.
Yep, and then
And a
the
threat.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this will be able to get you out of the warehouse, and you're between the warehouse and the gate. So you're about 2 more buildings over.
Stay in formation. Stay in formation.
You can see essentially what this looks like is you guys are running, like crawling your way over. You can hear like people being like, "Get those ships in the air." You can also like pause as you like really like quickly jump over to the shadows, throw yourselves against the wall. You hear thump, 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 as troopers run by. You can hear the of droids, like as the probe droids are kind of beginning to move around and be like beginning to take form and head out. They don't know if they're either if you guys are still down in the basement, it seems like, or if you're someplace out. So they're
Those are
searching
the
everywhere.
floaty, the
Those are the
floaty
floaty
circle
ones
ones
that-
with the stuff hanging.
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
the
Thinking
tentacle
back, we
legs.
probably should have set some kind of a distraction for when we got up here.
You do have a grass.
I don't think we have communication with him, do we?
If we did, he'd be in the throes of bloodlust. We just hear screams.
So here's
Not
the thing.
entirely
I
his own.
could toss a grenade that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I say we do that.
I just imagine like you're trying to do stealth, Jimothy, and you just throw grenades, and you're supposed to throw a rock, so it distracts them. Oh no, the dumpster exploded! Let's go check it out.
I would like to point out I'm more Arsenal than Jawa right now, so I'm probably making clank, clank, clank noises as I'm jogging behind
He's
you.
my machine now, then, man.
I kind of envisioned that the grenades are not like our little pineapple grenades, but are those kind of cylindrical ones, so you throw them like a football.
They're
Right? Get a
normally
good
like
nice spiral on them.
I thought they were more spherical.
a lot of the grenades are spherical. They're the little like what they look like is, I think, more like Sabines. They're the little like half mushroom caps with the red top, and so you click them and then it tosses and it sticks. That's how I imagine
Thermal
them.
detonators are spherical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they're
the ones
Those
that
are
we've
like
seen.
those are like handheld nuclear bombs.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
seen those.
They're
We-
super
want
cool.
one.
We don't have those. Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
one so bad. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Jimothy's life goal is to have a thermal detonator.
So who's
That's
carrying-
one.
Thermal detonator factory.
Yeah. Who is carrying the JL-12F? You are carrying. I just want to know who
I'll
has
carry
this.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually didn't remember who grabbed it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, did we leave it downstairs?
Guys, we got to go back.
How big is it?
It's about the size of this, like it's like a suitcase, like pretty
Like-
much like this length, as I say to the crowd that can't see.
You
Yes.
got this fucking.
Yeah, no,
Briefcase size?
yeah, it's a briefcase. It's not too big. The actual bomb itself is smaller. It has this clear glass case.
But this is the case.
I think Locke should carry it because he has more armor, and Victus might need his range of mobility. So I'll take it. And
I'll hand it out to
yeah.
you.
Are you sure you don't want me to carry it?
Don't drop it.
I'm good at things.
Can
And I won't.
borrow some dice.
You may.
Thank you. So, your stealth, you had how many successes again? I apologize.
I
3
have 1
successes.
triumph, 2 successes.
This is going to be great. Alright, let me see if I can beat this.
So I figure at this point, we'll keep low. We'll wait till they move to Jimothy's reactive, explosion, and then we run. Okay, low to the ground.
Aye.
Do we have a less noisy distraction we can use on just these guys that won't alert everyone on the surface of the planet here
I'm
nearby?
up for. As the captain, I'm really good at delegating that kind of thing. Do you have an idea, Locke?
As these
this
two
is
are
not
bickering, I'm
my.
going to force lift a rock and
Yeah.
throw it.
I would prefer to shoot my way
Oh my
through.
thunder!
I know, but
We
You
shouldn't
can
be shooting.
that's the real trick. He's gonna lift it and you're gonna throw the grenade at it.
Oh!
The true trick. That's gonna help.
I mean,
If I don't throw-
I would definitely prefer to fight my way through, but since that doesn't seem to be an option here.
Well, no, look at how many. There's
where are
one,
you
there's 4
moving
there.
the
There's
rock
2
to
there.
as they're having
To
this?
the left.
Okay.
The left being the opposite side of the direction that we're going.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm throwing right where I'm throwing at the ship. I want them to look at it.
Dong.
Yeah.
Guys, I need them to see this. Why? Because they're about to be pissed. Yeah. God, they do not do well by themselves. I need those probe droids doing weather. So, you throw out this rock, it clangs against it. You hear, it sounds like a couple of troopers are like, what was that?
Yep.
As they turn and like point their blasters and begin running that way. Over here! They're over here! You get a small, clear bit of movement. What are you guys going to do?
Go, go, go! And I'm assuming they're keeping up with me, so I'm not slowing down.
Okay. So who's in front?
I am.
What's that run? Are you guys running in a line, scattered?
I would say it's line-ish.
Okay. Yeah, like imagine like probably a snake, like a
Yeah.
zigzag. Okay. I'm gonna flip over a dark side.
I just figure it's gonna be like it's gonna take Grist just getting shot to death before he doesn't let Locke run in front of him.
As that token flips, one of the troopers that ran by, you're like, okay, good, the group made it. There's always that one guy in the team who's clearly like the dunce and like wasn't there well. So as you guys are like coming out, he like runs past you guys and like bumps into, it would be first, second, third. So he bumps into Jimothy, he like trips over Jimothy, and he's like,
All grenades just come cooling out.
Is Jimothy currently
Let me help. Let me help you with
berries?
this.
Okay. Like the bottom of the skirt held up and all the grenades. Okay.
It's the little robe carrying it, like trips over you guys and like kind of turns as you kind of just like stop and are like, what the hell just happened? Because you saw this white armor run past, like through you guys, and then stops. And you just like both take a moment to look at each other, and he's like, I found him! All right, guys, what are you gonna do? You have
Stab
a quick
him.
second.
I want to punch him with my shock fist because I got one hand on the good,
Okay.
so I just want to punch him with my shock glove, but I don't know what everybody else is trying to do. So
The same
So
basic
we
thing.
got a punch, a stab. What else are we doing? Jimothy?
I'm gonna try and gather up all the grenades
Hopefully.
that are
Right.
pouring out right now.
That's a smart move. Grist, or you have kept running?
No, I would not have kept running, but I don't have a hand-to-hand weapon.
it's like,
So
I'm just hoping they keep up. I don't even look
I
back.
quickly look back and then realize that there's grenades everywhere, and
Yeah.
I'm going to run back and start grabbing grenades.
Guys, nothing like a impromptu made trap. Haha, they're landmines now. You can't run through here. All
All been
right.
activated.
So you guys, he's on the ground, so he doesn't get to act first for this. We don't need to make it too quickly. Locke, what do you want to do? Go ahead and strike at him.
Yeah, no, I want to try to swiftly incapacitate him in order to prevent any further communications with his superiors.
Okay.
That's my goal. I have no idea how my shock gloves work in this regard, but they do have stun 3.
All right. So shock gloves should be melee. It should be a melee combat.
Yeah.
He is on the ground. Melee attacks are always an average 2 difficulty. I will add a blue as he is on the ground. He's kind of, tripped over and confused about what's happening.
Cool.
Do you have any other bonuses? He doesn't have any armor, so no blacks, nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, it's brawl, not melee, right? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
probably. Sorry, I apologize.
Right. Okay. So here we go. Let's see here. 1, 2. Oh, well, it's a little. Okay. Yeah. So there's 3 bad things and 2 good things, and
Now you got 4. You're 1 success, 1 threat.
1 success, 1 threat.
Okay, 1 success, 1 threat.
Refresh my symbolism here.
Not a problem. Do your gloves have anything special about them?
Shock 3 or stun 3, and their damage is 0. Yeah.
So they must just do strain.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but its damage is 0?
That's what it says. Yep. Damage 0, stun 3.
Let's try and trigger that stun.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying. Right. The goal was like to not make a lot of noise and try to knock him out without using my gun. But Victus is way better than that than I am. So if that's what it comes to, then I'm hoping he's got my back. So
Here.
Snap. Go to sleep.
sleeper maneuver.
Oh, okay, that's what they do. Okay, I see. Yes, yeah. You're pretty much just punching him, so it's your melee damage, which should be your brawn modifier. So it should be what is your
My brawn is 3.
okay? Yeah. So you do 3 damage to him. It's just you have the ability to do an instant stun if you get the critical.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So you deal 3 damage to him. essentially what happens are, how are you punching him? Like in the face and the...
Well, he's it's kind of sad because he's already on the ground. So
I kick him instead.
So yeah, I
That's
just
what
rush
do.
over and kind of crouch down and just try to knock him out. But yeah,
you crack against his helmet. And you can see it wiggle. And
Yeah.
He's like, I'm under attack. Help me, guys!
that doesn't help the situation.
Victus.
Stab.
Stabby stab. All right, get to add another blue because he's pretty much just...
Well, maybe he'll be distracted by me, so you can just stab him in the belly.
He's being pinned down as he's trying to protect himself through a flurry of blows.
You can add another blue, meaning you were already given a blue for him being prone.
Down.
One
No,
advantage.
you can add another
Yeah, you
blue.
get another blue
no.
because one, he's down, and then two, you're essentially...
Hey, one
Yes.
success, one advantage.
All right, what's your damage?
It's 5 with penetration of 2.
Ooh, okay.
He's unarmored, so.
Is he? I thought he had white armor on.
Yeah, I was.
All troopers have armor.
Oh, you said no armor, no black. So that's what I thought you meant by that.
Oh, no, armor, sorry. That's actually a great clarification. Some armor actually has, like, plate steels that cause defenses. That's the man squishing under the mask who's, like, coughing. No!
He's a sound engineer making sound.
Josh has a whoopee cushion.
Yeah, you do stab him. How are you, like through the gut? I'm assuming just kind of trying to...
No,
do it.
through the bottom of the helmet,
Okay.
through the throat. I want to silence him.
Yeah, no, that's how it's done.
Yeah, and that's why you hear the gurgling over his comm. Is you hear, like, he was like, I need guys!
So yeah, like I'm like struggling, and then I realize he goes limp, and I'm like, oh, thanks, Victus. So what is this like? Do we feel like they've been alerted by his
You
actions?
have a deep sense as all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom.
All right,
floodlights
guys.
begin to pop on. and
Time to
turn
go.
towards your area.
I briefly turn on my vibro spear just for a moment to shake off the blood, and then turn it off, and then start running.
Yep. As that happens, you can see lights begin to move towards your direction. You can hear the droids like move their way towards you. The powering up of shield generators kicking on. You guys are racing towards that like broken open gate. As you do, you can feel just the pressure. You can hear also in the sky that this TIE fighter scream as they're turning to like come back towards base. That yeah. And as you do, you hear a loud like dum-dum, like dum-dum go off behind you. Do any of you look over your back?
Of course.
Victus, as you look back, you can see that the AT-AT has like stumbled forward and is blasting its way like through the other ships, blowing up their small little transport cargoes. Someone seems to be piloting the AT-AT.
I'm just thinking to myself, vintage, bro. Vintage. That's like a 70-year-old piece of technology.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's
like someone got an M4 Sherman and just started firing. It's pretty badass.
No, it's very cool, and especially because like the sound is different. Like the AT-ATs already have a loud boom. Like as you look back, as you kind of take a second, are like running. Are you gonna actually turn around and run backwards? Or are you just gonna like for a quick
I
second?
just briefly turn my
Just
head.
like,
I mean, I hear a boom, I look.
Yeah, it was a big explosion. That doesn't sound like how an ATA blaster should. Maybe because it's old. You do remember they were doing some type of research here. Could be a modified weapon, but it definitely sounds like there's chaos going on behind you.
Yeah.
You guys easily make it out of the base. There's a few blaster bolts that go sailing over your head.
Fire up the warp drive, Yainari. We're coming in hot.
Warp drive, what the fuck? What game is
Hyperdrive. Come on, guys. We got to get into warp space. Beam them up, man.
Lock onto my coordinates.
As you guys move into the woods, you can hear the thrusters begin to pick up from your ship. That you guys see the loading ramp is down. You run up it, pretty much assume positions, and wow, that sounded weird. Get into your that's not what we meant, children. You get into your assigned like blaster seats, your co-piloting seats, main piloting seats. And as the ship's like, as you're getting buckled and the ship's taking off, it's not even like going up and then out. It's literally like feels like it's flipping, like it's going vertical. Like the guy's already trying to gain altitude.
Get out of the seat. I got this.
As he's doing, he's like, hold on a second, Captain. As he's doing it, the ship begins to spin upward. He's like, I learned this from a warp hull before. Your ship is taking off. You don't see the TIE fighters following. They seem to be distracted with whatever's going on back at the base.
Interesting.
You guys break atmosphere.
I wonder if that was, I think to myself if that was Graz or not.
That's what I'm thinking.
You guys break atmosphere. You're amongst the stars. Gonna head immediately back to the Black Sun. What's your goal here? Your ship has...
Well,
Sun.
our thing was to get there. Mm-hmm. I mean, as of right now, I still envision that we're trying to impress them, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see why we dilly-dally.
Yeah, there's no
Understood.
point.
Okay. You have enough fuel to make it back. You will be low. Your
So
ship-
as soon as we're going, I'm gonna walk over to wherever Jimothy is and like take the grenades I had in my pocket and drop them.
More.
Oh god!
Show
Yeah, like
respect.
one wrong blaster bolt, and this whole ship is going up.
Yeah. Guys,
Stow these.
we need to find you like one of those like velvet seated cases.
Yeah.
Be like, we can't have these just jostling.
It's gonna be like a
around.
chain reaction of high explosives.
What blew up your ship? Like, ships normally have pretty strong power. 200 grenades stored in the top pipe really solve a lot of problems, man. It's quantity is a quality all of its own.
Indeed.
So you guys have about, a couple weeks journey back.
Oh, God, is it really?
I think it was about 7. I think it was over 7 days. Let me double check my notes because I know you had to refuel. Your ship only had so much.
I thought we had enough fuel to get there and back. Maybe I'm
When
misremembering.
you refueled, you did. Yes, because you won't need to refuel coming back. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because like we don't want to run out of gas while we're like escaping like the heist with
No.
the
No, absolutely not.
JL 22
I made sure you.
something.
Okay, it's a 5-day trip to
Yes.
drop off the NFIs, and then to Ord-Vaxel.
Yes. All right. So yes, it was a
3
week.
days to Ord-Vaxel.
Yeah. So it was a little over a week. My apologies. You guys are able to make it back safely during your downtime coming back from that ship. Was there anything that you guys want to do? Anything that you were working on? You gained some materials. Victus.
Oh, I was about to bring them. Yeah. So I was given a couple of things
Yeah, you're given some
by
items.
Grass. So only when I'm alone,
Yeah.
when I know I'm alone in my room,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to like the cheesecloth that's wrapped
Yeah.
in like the special twine.
Yeah. What is revealed to you are two. It's hard to tell, but like they are definitely old paper. It feels almost
Are they like two separate single pieces of paper?
yes.
Got it.
One seems to be written on kind of like a wider papyrus scroll, and the other one actually seems weird, even though it looks obsidian almost, but it's actually paper.
Mm-hmm.
You get a feeling from both of them. One kind of, as you look into it, the light side one, the wider papyrus paper, seems to draw you almost calmingly towards it, where the other one seems to be like a torrent trying to like pull you under and bring it to it.
I spend the next 6 days studying these in my room. If you need me, I'll be in my bunk.
Don't disturb me. Okay. Which one would you like to study first?
Oh damn! Why'd you make me choose?
I mean, you're gonna get both, but I just need to know because this is we gotta get on.
I'll let the force dice decide.
Beautiful pull. Beautiful pull.
This is what the force is all about.
This is it, guys.
Is the fourth whistle.
Blue, the boy. Red, the mother.
What we got?
You might have won this round, Master Jedi.
Yes.
But listen to this. I got white side.
Excellent. So,
For those who don't know, that was a quote from Star Wars Episode 1. Rolls the dice to get the boy, Anakin Skywalker. People need to understand me.
yeah, it's cool. We get it. You like the prequels. People do. It's okay. There's no shame.
Some people
No, there's
do.
definitely shame.
It's a
Shame.
generational thing.
Shame.
So as you spend time studying this, what I'll tell you this, it takes, over the course of your time, it's well worn. This thing is older than you can probably take a guess at. It's definitely, the fact that it's so well preserved for as it is surprising. What's written is hard to decipher. It seems to be written in an older language, but its bases share some with Galactic. It seems to be probably founded during the founding of the Republic. The name written on it is Odin-Ur. O-D-A-N-U-R-R. Sorry, O-D-A-N-U-R-R.
Oh, sorry. I just
not a
now got
problem.
to a spot where I can write it.
Not a problem. Odin-Ur. O-D-A-N-U-R-R.
Odin. That's the name of the paper?
It's the name on it. There seems to be a person called Master Odin seems to have written what you have deciphered, a collection of notes that seem to be a code of some sort.
Odin is a subsidiary of Dunder Mifflin.
Gotcha. The scroll contains information, of which contains a few notes, one saying, "A Jedi does not act for personal power or wealth, but seeks knowledge and enlightenment. A Jedi never acts from hatred, anger, fear, or aggression, but acts when calm and at peace with the Force. Jedis use their powers to defend and protect, never to attack. A Jedi respects life in any form. Jedis serve others rather than rule over them. And Jedi seek to improve themselves through knowledge and training. Under each of these is another set of tenets. Jedi do not allow civilization to destroy itself needlessly. The lightsaber is the symbol of our order. If a Jedi ignites their saber, they must be ready to take a life. A Jedi must protect the weak and defenseless from evil, and a Jedi shows self-reliance."
Obviously written by nerd Jedis.
It's a crummy commercial. Oh, this is moving. Alright. And it took me several days to decipher this, yes?
Yes.
My decoder ring.
It's essentially you knew basic. You were able to find like old language, be like the equivalent of like us reading like Shakespeare, and it's like original.
Yeah, I can see that.
Is it like 600 or 700 years old?
This is from the founding of the original Republic, so this thing's well over like 600 galactic years.
Must be worth the money.
It's weird.
It's precious to me.
What?
I
Yeah.
want to say the
No one
founding of
knows
the
about this.
Republic.
No, I'm just saying. If I did, maybe we could sell it.
Greedy.
By this point.
You fat hobbitses.
It's hard because everything's based off the Battle of Yavin, and
Yeah.
not the founding of the Republic, so it's really stupid for their calendar. So you have to go look back, and you're like, how old is this? And they're like, it's 300 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Right. Yeah, it's like the dude it's standing in Rome. What year is it? It's 299 BC. What does that stand for? Before Christ. Who the fuck is Christ?
Right? It's exactly that. This thing is ancient. You know this is ancient.
Understood.
Your character, you grew up around. You knew there were Jedi. You grew up before, around Order 66 because you were in the Empire.
The before times.
The before times.
The
So
long,
you've
long
heard
ago.
of Jedi. You know what they are. You probably have never seen them,
No.
but
I knew they were weak. They would have survived if they didn't get wiped out.
Maybe the other tone will be better, but that's for a different day.
Maybe.
Or a different week, because it took him a week to decipher this one, right?
He deciphered it, but now he has to meditate upon it.
I know.
learn
There's a
these
lot to consider here.
He's like, essentially, they're just words, but what do they
I don't
truly...
see anything in here about not killing Gumpkins out of casino windows, but
There's no... Well, I mean, it says when you don't have a saber, but you do have a vibro spear, so when you rev your vibro spear,
yeah.
you must be ready to take a Gumgin's life. Only Gumgins.
So for 6 days, Locke walks around with only the company of Grist and Jimothy, and like he's just constantly like, "Where's Victus? Like, have any of you guys seen Victus? Like, what's Victus up to these days?"
He just locked himself out. You guys, what I'd imagine is you guys probably like, went up to his door, knocked, or like hit the like, they have that like dee like the beep, to let him know that hey man, we want to talk, and he's just like,
I'm busy.
what does your meditation look like?
Go away.
Like when you read, are you just like leaving these around?
The parchments?
Well, like your room when you were studying, like were
Still
you
gotta eat.
Yeah. Did you ever actually come out and talk to your team? Or?
Oh yeah. No, I'm not like a monk in fasting. I'm not in like self
Flagellation?
yeah, no, it's like
No,
I'm not in like exile or anything.
Self-gratification.
No, he's wearing a hair shirt with the big,
Asceticism.
the big flail.
I just
Sure.
come out of my room. Namaste, Locke.
What the hell happened to
Essentially,
him?
you were translating it. You weren't meditating upon it.
Right.
Gotcha.
But no, I would still come out, and
Okay.
and my normal routine would be unchanged, but it would be the focus of my time. If I were meditating, then I could describe that. But if I'm just studying, then it's self-explanatory.
Go to the bathroom.
Understood.
Use the entire fucking roll of toilet paper
Hey, man.
every time.
This is Star Wars. There's no paper. We just have a bidet.
No, you just have the vacuum of space.
But it's
so violent.
vibro bidet.
Yeah. Oh.
Guys, get your vibro toothbrush, your vibro bidet, your vibro shower. So what were the rest of you doing? Yeah, what were the rest of you doing?
So does like our ship contain any like of those like chess like multi-level chess game boards or like any kind of like
I'm
recreational
sure
stuff?
It's got the video games.
Yeah.
A hollow board.
You have a common
Is that
area.
what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, you have the 12th dimensional chess.
Yeah. Okay, so
That
yeah, I
makes
mean,
no sense.
Lockaby, Block's kind of bored. He's patching up his armor. I mean, he took a couple of shots, but for some reason the squishies ran way ahead of him, and then they, so they took all the brunt of the damage there. And so I'm patching up armor, playing a game or two if anyone's willing to.
Oh, I would.
And
I definitely would.
cool. So who's flying the ship? No, we got you an Ari for that.
Yeah, you got to use an Ari for that.
Are we all healed up?
Should we chain
Yeah,
him?
so during the time, anytime you rest, you regain all of your health. Any wounds you have take a week to heal, so any of those critical wounds are gone.
So one of those critical wounds.
Yes. Yep. Unless someone wants to perform a medical
Because I have
check.
2 critical wounds, so
I could perform medicine on it, right?
If you help him with a medical check and you succeed, you can remove one of
if you win Hollow Chess, I'll let you check me out.
What? But I never win.
It's a 3 difficulty. You get the blue because you have the med kit. The first aid kit, sorry.
Just kidding.
Go
Nothing
ahead.
else.
Nope.
Well,
That's why.
two advantages and 1 failure.
Okay. Yeah, so your wound doesn't get better, but he just pretty much like keeps pushing you
Yeah.
down and be like, you know what's gonna fix this? Rest.
Right. No, at least the crick in my neck from having the boxes falling on me in the last battle went away,
So
but
here's
the
what I
sore
can do.
leg is going to take some time.
Here's what I can do. I can give you a few pills to be fixed in 7 days. You can rest. You'll be done probably in a week.
Remember, if your neck is still stiff after 4 hours, consult a doctor.
And make sure you didn't take the wrong pills.
Yeah. I guess I'll take the 7 days. No, I'll take the week.
Okay. Jimothy, what are you up to?
I think I'm gonna make sure that my bandolier can fit the additional grenades that I've picked up along
A second
the way.
and third row.
I think so.
So you're making more bandoliers?
Right.
What?
Extending the first one.
I imagine it's like a police spike. It's just she folds bandoliers on itself, so it's just this big poofy like vest, and she's like whoosh, like pulls them down, and they like roll out. Is
I
that
like
it?
the thought of
or do you like make it like a bag, and then you just like pop them open like the Big Hero 6. You have Penny's
Oh,
bag.
the
and you're
bag
like,
sounds like a good idea. I could probably stuff a lot of grenades in there.
It's not a purse, it's a satchel.
Grenade satchel.
It's a purse
Indiana
with
Jones
your-
had a satchel.
Yeah. No, that's only because he's a man.
It can be a
It's a
grenade
purse. It's a man's
Jimothy
purse,
doesn't
known as a satchel. You're going to be building and constructing. Can you give me a mechanics check 2 difficulty, doing it over the course of, I'm assuming, the entire week to kind of like get it right, like you're drawing up blueprints and everything? Give me a blue for that.
Oh, all right.
What do you roll for Hollow Chess?
Hollow chess will be-
Deception.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, actually, are you going to try to play fair or are you going to try to cheat?
No, I play fair. I mean, that's how I do it, but,
Let me
you know.
see.
You know what? I got net and advantage. That's it.
An advantage. It's going to take longer than a week for you to kind of get the
All right.
logistics, because essentially you're like, I need this to be not just a bundle of grenades. I need this to be like organized so they don't jostle. They have some protection. If this bag gets shot, I don't
Pez
immediately.
dispenser. Armored Pez dispenser.
Yeah,
I need 3 frag.
Yeah.
2 stun.
I would say
They're
it's
organized from
probably
least
a
blow
cool
up
check
to
or a
big blow
leadership
up.
check.
Oh, I like the way you think.
to
Put the
play-
JL-12F in
Actually,
there with
leadership,
it.
because chess was based on it's a game of kings, so I would say leadership is how you play the 12-dimensional space chess.
Oh, there you go.
That's cool.
Well, all right, let's see. That's 1 die for me.
If you're going to be versus anybody, it's going to
Yeah.
be a counter, so it's going to be versus each other. So you just,
I don't know how to play, so I'm rolling with deception.
you know
You're
what?
trying
That's
to
fair.
cheat?
1 success, 3 advantages.
Oh, I got 2 advantages.
Yeah.
It's like, just when I thought I had you.
I imagine like holo chess, like unlike regular chess, like where I can turn the board. It's essentially he's like, look over there, and he just turns the holo board.
It's like, man, this
You,
is
like,
an
spin-
uphill battle, like literally, Grist.
I haven't read a single rule that says you can't move all 3 of these pieces at once.
No wonder.
God, your ship is a chaos. I'm glad there's someone else manning the ship.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it can be on autopilot, right? Like,
you're in height.
I want to discuss with them the possibility of chaining Inari in there, but
No, yeah.
You're in hyperspace. You know, it's great. Yeah, as the course of time makes it, you guys return to your original base. You can see work has been done as your ship comes in. The difference is that when you guys land, normally there's been a few extra fighters around, things like this. The landing bay has been cleared. Your ship is the only ship landing, which is a little surprising.
calling in. This is the Calicori. Where should we land?
You hear over the comms, land in the docking bay. The bay has been cleared of all distractions. You'll meet your commander for the drop-off of the resource.
Okay, so do you want me to roll to land it?
No, it's very easy. They pretty much, you're able to land no problem. As you guys are like, disembarking, you guys come out. You can see your Commander Talon is there waiting, standing formally with her black and silvered armor, her red tendrils looking at you. It appears you have made it successfully back.
Yep, I told you we would.
Where is the device?
I look at Jimothy.
As you hand it?
Yep.
Excellent. She will take it, hold it personally. I will deliver this to the Vigo. You guys will have time to enjoy your success. I'll let you know when you are needed again.
As captain of the team, I was wondering if I am allowed to give out accommodations. I'm staring at her.
She's staring back at you as she's like trying to... Accolades to your team are accommodations. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, so they did really good. I think they should get, something for it.
Those are accolades, not accommodations.
Okay. All right, sorry. I'm still learning. So, I would like to give accolades to all three of them.
Is there anything of note that you want to report?
Oh, yeah, I think they deserve something good.
Anyone in particular or your team in general?
Well, no, all of them. Each of them did great things.
She kind of like takes a moment. She doesn't like give that inflection. She's
Right.
always been this very weird. She just kind of stares at you for a moment longer. I will report it to the Vigo.
Thank you.
Your ship will be taken care of. Any damages and fuel will be recharged as a courtesy of the Vigo for your success in returning this device to him. As that happens, she will turn around and walk towards the elevator. After a moment of her getting on the turbo lift and heading out, you guys sitting there, all of a sudden, like, the gates open and some more other, Black Sun come out and begin going back and putting ships back in place. It was like, yep, all right, cool, it's great, like, they're done. We can do this. It's pretty much like the theater breaking down.
Anyone else a little more worried about the JL-12 device after that? Oh, well, it's their problem now.
Yep.
I'm going to go down to the spa.
So, is there anything anyone in particular wants to do, or?
I'm going to the spa.
Excellent. All right.
I'm still on my free time going by and collecting bits of metal. It might seem innocuous to most people, but specifically it looks to be, if I were to assemble it, a handle of some sort. I'm still looking for those scraps I've been looking for the past few months.
Understood. All right. At this point, your team would have finished this part of our story. You guys will be given XP and stats will have been changed due to obligation, duty, and morality.
Cool.
And then we'll be heading into downtime. I'll let you know how much time has passed. You're looking at about 3 weeks before you get contacted again. So, as we look back into our asteroid, we know someone is collecting to build hilts. Some
Hilts?
sorts. maybe one big hilt, maybe one small hilt, maybe some test hilts. We don't know. You want to try a different one. You got to get that feel in the hand. Like,
Think of a vibro spear without the vibro at the end, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's still vibro. It's just, what if it was a glow stick vibro?
Right.
So, what would our team be doing during this downtime?
And we're on the asteroid. We're on the station, the Black Sun asteroid station.
Yep. What is now your current base? You can see that over the course of 3 weeks, over the course of you guys being gone, traveling and coming back in those 3 weeks, so a collective of a month longer, the station has expanded quite well. There is now a ship repair bay. Besides the hangar, a storage for ones to be kind of worked on and are in the process of waiting or needing like extreme repairs. You can see that they finally finished some of the cordoned off areas. Besides the barracks where you guys have been staying, they now have team quarters. Certain crews who have earned themselves at certain ranks are allowed to have their own private quarters. For those who watch Bad Batch, like the Bad Batch has their own private, like you're still in a bunker room with each other, but at least it's people you know. It's just not with, hey man, here's 24 bunks. You kind of rotate. If you work morning shift, they get night shift beds. So this is a shared one. You can see that the command center has moved out of what would have been the like storage area and has now moved over to its own section. The base has expanded. Your operations seem to be succeeding.
With my knowledge, is there anything to suggest that it expanded abnormally fast? Like, wow, that doesn't really seem possible.
Give me I would say give me mechanics. You're trying to see how fast like a small base can be built.
Okay, is mechanics a yes it is. And against what?
This will be 2 difficulty.
Very good. Ooh, that is not good. Net is 1 failure and 1 advantage.
It doesn't seem like it. Again, you're used to bigger cities. Bigger cities do take a while to like tear down ships and things like that. The Black Suns have a lot of like money and power to move, so maybe that's what happened. You also haven't seen you've never actually gone to explore the construction sites.
Right, of course.
Who knows what they actually have in there? If it's men just using power drills versus, droids working around the clock with sonic emitters and detonation charges, that could be faster.
Are these new things being built into the asteroid, or are these cosmetic interior fixes? So the outer structure didn't change, but we have, we now have a game room instead of a basketball court.
This is, the asteroid on the outside has the biggest one would be the bay. It's what gives it its look. You can see there's comm antennas and stuff outside of the asteroid. The inside is what's being carved out. Think of like a pumpkin, or more like an anthill. Actually, that's the better way to describe it.
So it's being, what I'm getting at is it's being expanded. There are portions that were rock.
Yes.
They are no longer rock.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. And you've seen those up as they've had the little like digital hollow, like, you don't cross this line, like we're working here.
It's more like a sniggle hill. What? Well, they clear them out. They're actually kind of tasty too. But it's a bunch of insects. They work together. They make a huge hive, and they continue to slice spaces to expand into.
So,
did we get any money directly for completing this job?
Yes. For the success of this mission, you were promised 30,000 credits for your team. You realize there's a bonus of another 10,000 credits.
When we get it?
When it's delivered, Talon will come and talk to you, Commander Talon. We'll have called you guys in. Essentially goes, here's your reward. You can see that there's a 10,000 credit bonus. What she tells you is, there are some other things in the works, but your downtime is still yours.
I'm going to get in trouble over the next 3 weeks, you guys.
I'm going to go shopping.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So that's 10,000.
Remember,
10,000 credits for everyone.
Yeah, so just remember, essentially, your ship also needs to be like... Right now it's been refueled and repaired, so that's cost right there. But if you want to do anything to upgrade your ship, that's your team having to pay.
So what's the bottom line on the payout? We got
10,000 each.
You got 10,000 each. You got split. It's pretty much split. Each member took 10,000. But anything, because your ship isn't a Black Sun.
That's what I'm wondering. Do we have to pay back anything, or did we?
No.
Okay.
Essentially,
is Rati Grist ship? Yes.
I mean, not specifically. I mean, it's the group ship. I'm simply the captain.
Look, you do know that your ship, they did explain this because you got the specialized one that's personal. The refueling and the repair they gave you, that was also bonus payment. Originally, if you came back with a damaged ship, you have to repair it.
Right, that's what I was wondering. If we just limped back with nothing but a hunk of metal left, then they would have still given us the same
Yeah, they would have
Deal.
given it, and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
here's the deal, but you have to now spend so much money to repair your ship."
Yeah,
They're giving
okay.
you the benefit of the repair because they're like, "You did something for the Vigo, and the Vigo's letting people know that, hey, for right now, this is what they."
I'm just taking a mental note of, is maximum collateral, encouraged in this organization, or is that just, is it just nice that we actually brought it back, mostly intact, and they didn't have to do a whole lot of repairs on it, So
That's a good question. You can during your time, you can talk to.
I do. That's actually what I plan on spending a lot of my time doing, is networking outside of my immediate squad.
Yeah.
I'm actually really bad at this, but I'm just hoping that maybe like I can kind of bend the ear of some of the more like roughnecks around the station, because they're equally as uncharismatic as me. So, and the second thing is, I'm hoping that we can kind of parlay the success of this mission and the reputation gain that we might have had from that, in order to figure out if anybody knows anything about Six or her whereabouts, or what's going on with the construction.
So it sounds like, are you trying to like charm, like diplomacy, and get people?
Yeah, I'm just trying to buddy up. I mean, like I'd asked about Six before on the station, and nobody really was willing to open up to me. I assume because I was a noob still. So I'm hoping that at this point, now that I have something under my belt, that maybe some of the more experienced veterans would be willing to be a little less tight-lipped.
Okay.
So yeah, in a sense, I'm not really trying to charm them. I'm just sort of trying to.
Well, you're trying to gain information, and charm kind of takes the place of that investigation. I would say, who are you talking to? Are you talking to like the general troops?
Well, like other teams' locks, like other teams like muscle.
Are you trying to get like? What I'm trying to get at is, I can allow a leadership if it seems like you're trying to like from one team advisor to another give advice.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking that angle.
Hey,
I'm just like, so
yeah, if you're
there was
just
this Pauline here not long ago, or
then I would say
you heard
charm
anything about
because you're
that?
just asking.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a.
Grist would do the same in the spa.
Gotcha.
As he sits with people, he would ask, "Have you seen?"
Beautiful. Let's go with Locke. Give me a charm. I will allow you to add a blue because your team. People have heard about. They don't know what mission you did. They just know that the Vigo has given specific orders that you guys are to be given.
I got an advantage.
Noticed.
I'm not a very charming fellow.
Noticed achievement.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
One advantage.
Okay. So your question again one more time. I apologize. What were you're asking for a general?
So the priority was 6, but the secondary or the smoke screen was the sort of the construction and the development, the growth as the clan. Like, oh hey, yeah, we seem to be doing really good lately. Oh, what's that about?
Yeah.
Any big hits, any big scores? Like, where'd all this money come from? But mostly, I'm really trying to get at 6. I just don't want everybody to know that that's my angle.
No, totally. So let me say this. This is what happens. I'm imagining you're kind of like going between like the cafeteria and the firing range, and like you're just probably like working. Like they have workbenches where people can like personalize their equipment.
Right. I do spend a lot of time there, especially after the hits my armor took this last mission.
Yeah.
So.
And you're just kind of shooting like shop with people, and essentially what you do pick up through this gossip. The organization, the Black Suns, is a large organization, and especially in the last 30 years, it has gained a lot of power. You know from your talks that the Vigos are the main people who run it. You know that there are about 7 or 9, some of the guys aren't sure because they're kind of still low level as well, but there are 7 or 9 Vigos who have special positions.
Within the Black Sun.
Within the Black Sun. A Vigo is a very specialized general. They each have an order. Because this originally used to be a trade corporation that has developed into this more of a gang corporation, this illegal underworld trading.
Does a Vigo mean uncle?
Yes, it does in Falleen. Your Vigo, the one that you know that you work for here, you guys have heard as part of this rumor,
Is not a Falleen.
Is not a Falleen. He is the Kaldor, but he is the Vigo of Shadows. You know that what the rumor is that the Vigo of the Interior owed a great reward to the Vigo of Shadows recently. And that's where your influx of wealth for this corporation has gained.
What was the first one? The Vigo of?
The Vigo of the Vigo of the Interior.
Of the Interior.
Yeah. Pretty much whatever happened between the Vigos, one pretty much ended up having to owe the other one money. And your guy is the one who got paid out. So whatever happened, there was a power play beyond your knowledge that rewarded you well, and this is why you guys are expanding a little bit faster than expected.
Cool. And whoever works for the Vigo of the Interior is expanding less quickly than expected.
It wasn't that they weren't expanding. It's just something happened. Doc guys talk to Doc guys. We all hear. You kind of run into other little subsidiary groups of our company. No, something tripped up their finances. Don't know what. Heard it was something pretty big but their organization has to, the phrase, restructure. Right? So, whatever it is caused a stir.
Okay.
Can you pass the spanner? I need to... Because you're working at your little workshop. You hear blasters going off. You hear people getting yelled at. Like, this is an active... It's becoming a city. This is started off as like a little outpost, but it is growing.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we could play a part in this growth.
You do know
small as it may be.
You do know that people are interested, and they kind of want to hear like what you guys did. Like,
yeah, no, I will be. I'll definitely tell the fishtail. Over the bar table, over the bar. So.
Are you going to tell them what you were doing, or just kind of...
No. Yeah, I mean, I'll just, focus on the juicy parts, the explosion, yeah, the auto fire, the
when you're fishing, you hold the fish out in front of you and take in the picture so it looks bigger.
Yes, exactly.
For me in the spa, I would definitely be telling the tale, except Grass. I haven't had a chance to talk with Victus, but I don't know that that's a piece we want to mention. Which, of course, makes it sound much more glorious for us anyway.
Yeah,
totally.
And I don't talk myself up. I talk up my entire crew.
Excellent. Are you trying to gain any personal rumor information, or are you just kind of carousing with
only about 6, if I can get anything with that. Talking about how really wish I could get 6 back. I mean, she was such a better pilot than I am, and the couple of times that I was put in the position, I did well, for a person of my training. But she was so much better in the discussion. I steer clear of saying the lead position.
Yeah.
And I mentioned in the discussion when we're trying to negotiate things. She just had this air about her.
Yeah, she must have got promoted out of our department.
Yeah, could be.
She's that good.
I know last time you would visit the spa, there was the particular, how would I describe this, employee you would visit. Are you still going to visit Celeste? Who seems to know the most about squibs and their hygiene. Hey, when you find an employee you do well with.
Look, she was able to find me the right size
boots, oil,
thongs, the shoe covers,
sandals.
Slippers.
Yeah.
She was able to find me the right size slippers, and that's good.
Just a hand towel big enough to be a regular towel, but not small enough to be a face towel.
Right? Exactly.
Gotcha.
And she was good at wrapping. She kept that thing when I was walking down the hallway last time. It stayed stuck up there.
All right. Give me a charm test. Mm-hmm. I will give you a blue because of, again, your people's renown right now, and then another blue because people are pretty relaxed during these spa times and are willing to talk about it a little bit more.
Against 2?
Against 2.
And then you were talking about the ship repairs. We had some damage to the hull. Mark that off.
Essentially, you were paid. It was recovered for the cost of your job.
Well, apparently I didn't do so well because that was one threat.
Ooh. Essentially, is like people are like, yeah, we like your stories, and then you're like, yeah, like our old teammate like did this, and then it's not the other workers, it's the servants, the ladies who are the masseuses, are men who are the masseuses as well. We'll kind of like stop, and you'll see them like they just seem to look at each other, and then everything's kind of like, but anywho, like, and then it kind of kicks back up as people go back to drinking. And
do I, with that one threat, do I catch that, or is that something that goes way over my head?
You notice no one wants, like, people are kind of like, will tell you they don't know. The threat is you don't know it, but everyone else kind of has picked up.
So it goes over my head.
Yes.
I don't notice when everyone uncomfortably goes and moves around.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, it was kind of a cold wind. I agree. That was weird.
Just like in the movies when
because I didn't want to be left behind as everyone else was doing it, and I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, it's essentially like me and you would be talking, and then it would just be like Victus looking at Jimothy sideways. It's everyone else will know. We don't notice.
And then as far as the ship for the group, do we want to start creating a ship fund so we can do upgrades? And if so, how much do we each want to give of the 10,000 we currently
Make
have?
sure you save money for repairs, fuels, and reloads.
That's what I'm getting
Well,
at.
that's in the group, the ship fund.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say like 30% of all payouts.
Okay.
That sounds like a fair compromise, right?
Does that sound good? Okay, so I'm going to mark down 12,000.
Yeah, I'll take
That's
off.
And everyone else, please remove 3,000 from your total. And I'm just writing it on the ship sheet.
I'm glad you guys can do math, because if you asked me what was that number, I'd be like, that's a good question. More than you deserve.
We need the human calculator.
Well, I figured that the shop owner would be the one that knows all the math and stuff, so he's got us covered.
All right.
So, Locke, that's 3,000 out of your supplies.
Okay.
In credits. We are putting that to a ship fund that in the future we will utilize to do things like either expand the ship or repair damages. Because the chances are we're not going to always be working for the Beagle.
Does pay pretty well.
That's paid pretty well.
I'm going to try one more thing. When I have been fully cleaned
Yep.
and coiffed and all the other perfumed, etc. Yep, exactly. You get where I'm going. I am going to I'm going to see if I can figure out what direction would take me towards the Vigo's office.
You do remember from your last excursion here, it was on the top floor. You have to take the main turbo lift up to the 3rd floor, and then the 3rd floor has a specialized turbo lift that takes you to the 4th.
If there's anybody that looks like they would stop me along the way, like a secretary or a maitre d' or whatever it would be, I'm not going to shy away from that person. I'm going to walk up, with my own air of authority and very nicely ask, I was wondering if I could get time with the Vigo?
You remember from your time, again, from your last visit, when you head up to the much nicer area, there's the doctor's office, the Zabrak doctor, Amina.
Yeah, I don't like oh, no, we like her.
We like her.
Yeah.
There's the droid
Zabrak.
mechanic who you've only heard over the intercoms. But the person who tends to stop you anytime you try to make your way always comes out of the security room is that Grand Torturer Gone.
Oh, that's the one we don't like.
Yeah, he comes up and every time
He's
he'll
gonna
like
punch you in the nose 3
he has the 3 eyes looking down at you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, I was
So he's
hoping to
like
come
telling-
up and see the Vigo. I didn't know how you made a scheduled appointment or anything like that. Are you the secretary? Are you the one that I would speak to?
As he like sits there and like cracks his like hand real fast, just like.
I look at my hands and think about it, but don't.
The Vigo sees you when he is ready to see you.
So I immediately.
This is Gone talking
right.
to you.
Immediately, I am looking around to see if there is any obvious.
Yeah, there's the little
Cameras?
like cameras, the little dome cameras.
So I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna look and I'm gonna wave and then point to my chest and stand there for a moment. I'm ignoring Gone.
Yeah, that's fine. He's just sitting in front of you for a second, waiting. to see
Was
you.
that the right one? That one there?
All cameras are viewed by the Vigo.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. So I'm gonna now do the same thing at every camera I can see.
He seems to like let you run around and be this weird thing. He's like, give me a perception check versus 3 purple, 1 black. Black being 6-sided.
Oh, there we go. That would be 1 success, 3 advantage.
Ooh,
3 threat.
3 threat.
Damn it.
Yeah. So essentially, what happens is
Thank you.
as you're
I
running around,
I think you should swap your brawn and your cunning, because your cunning is obviously a 3 and your brawn should be a 2 because
as you're like running around, like as you go to like walk past him. Anytime you kind of walk past him, you see he gets tense. He's put himself in front of that secondary.
And I am not in any way, I am conscious of this. I am not in any way moving towards the door, but he just told me it's everyone, and I'm like, frack, I gotta look at all of them.
Yeah, you're pretty much just like, oh wait, there's one behind me because I got this different angle. And it's essentially you just get the feeling of someone who's like, I am like, you remember growing up how you've seen animals, or like it's that cub who like the adult's like getting their ear pulled, like the Nexu's getting its tail pulled by the baby Nexu, and it's just like, I'm gonna bite him in 2 minutes. If this keeps up for 2 minutes, I'll bite him. You're getting the same feeling of like, if I stay up here longer, I'm testing the waters with him.
So you'll let me know when the Vigo needs to see me?
We'll let you know when the Vigo
Oh,
wishes to
all
speak
right.
to you.
Okay. And I'm gonna take 3 steps away from him, turn back to the first camera, and continue walking out.
Yep.
Just in case. I'm giving him a chance.
Always tested. It's good to know. Jimothy, what are you up to for these 3 weeks of downtime? I know you're still working on your carrying
bandolier and Pez dispenser. Yeah. I also thought I'd blow off some steam by going to the firing range.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Is he even gonna let you in?
I mean, you know they
cleaned up from
expand.
last time.
Yeah. What are you hoping to do at this fire?
standing there
Just
going,
practice and have
get
fun.
out.
Yeah.
We ran out of droids because of you.
I'm there under the guise of practice, but it's really just to have fun.
Okay.
Blow off steam.
What are you trying to blow up on this? What are you playing?
What
with?
do they got for me?
So, fun thing is, you guys have done well and have moved up. The station has expanded. Originally, there was only really kind of grenades and shock grenades. They do have plasma grenades now, so those are up for purchase. If there's any type of specialized gear, you're going to need to buy it from them. That's still at cost. So essentially, they have some new fun fire grenades, or the plasma, sorry, and then they have these fun sonic grenades that have also come out. They're meant more for like flashbangs, where the shock grenade kind of stuns and affects droids. The shock grenades affects people better as a stun.
Okay, I want to practice with those.
Okay, what are you going to use? Because remember, there's droids, there's other droids, and then there's excommunicated Black Sun members.
Oh, yeah.
There's essentially a use one only type.
I mean, how bad were these Black Sun guys? Were they like, did they murder people? Because I don't care about murdering a murderer.
Give me a knowledge underworld. You will get, it's a 4 difficulty, but because you've been with the organization for a bit, I'll accept a blue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. You just know it's bad. You know that to get excommunicated is pretty bad. It's definitely not where you want to be. Remember, they have the symbol tattooed onto their head.
Oh, yeah.
As a sign of impropriety.
Well, these are non-lethal, though?
Yeah, you should just...
Okay, if they're non-lethal, then sure, I'll practice on excommunicated Black Sun members.
You're going to try for just one to start?
Yeah, I want to see what they can do.
Roll me your grenade check. They're about mid-range.
Hey, I'm not killing them! Jeez. Alright, I succeed with one success and 2 advantages.
Nice.
1 success, 2 advantages. Okay. As you throw this out, the shock grenade, when you see it, you've seen that go off. That shoots out the electricity. It kind of causes a little EMP blast in a smaller radius. This is a sonic boom. So when you toss it out, it's that sound as it reverberates through the gun range. As the guy running sees, and you hear the grenade clink, the clink, tink, 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 because it takes a second. You're like, it should have gone boom! As he immediately falls and begins to vomit. He's like, bah, bah.
You're horrible. You have so much pleasure right now. That's horrible. It's too fun for you.
It is too fun.
It's illegal.
The little mouser droids come out and begin to push him to the middle.
His ears are bleeding.
He's just he's sitting there doing the
Yeah.
Everyone in the range kind of looks at you what was that?
I don't know if these would be useful for us because it seems like they have a lot of collateral damage potential.
It was very non-lethal. What are you
it was very non-lethal.
Which is why they're not effective.
Yeah.
It's a little something more.
Well, no, I'm just thinking.
See, you admitted it. Too late. I'm sorry. We already said it. We know you're a psychopath.
Jimothy,
It's on the tape.
I'm just gonna add a dark
Barry, play that back
point
for
to
us.
Jimothy. Jimothy, what do you know about sonics and certain species?
They're not powerful enough.
They're not powerful enough.
They're not, and I mean, depending on the radius of that thing, I don't want to, start projectile vomiting everywhere if I throw one.
It's just a blast 8.
Just a blast 8.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. It's really great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Further research may be required,
It
but
can stun.
I might put that on my shopping list.
All right. So after testing out that grenade, you're like, you know what? We need to research this some more. Maybe I can make one at home better.
There you go.
You're one of those people that goes to like a restaurant and you're like, oh, like this sandwich, interesting. I could do this. All right. What else are you working on? Anything else? Talking to people? Anything you want to do? Write home your little clan, maybe? Anything?
I'm gonna write a letter to my family. Oh wait.
Damn.
No, I think I'll do some shopping
really
and
quick,
stuff.
didn't
Here.
Everyone I know is dead.
This is where I put all the letters to my family.
If
If I had one.
It's just
spa day. We had fun at the range, and oh no,
Victus.
then
It's
there's
just the
Victus.
airlock. I know.
I know.
It'll get to them.
Oh my god.
And it goes darker.
So, Victus, what are you doing for your 3 weeks downtime besides pilfering the station? Are you looking for any type of material in particular?
No. I'm looking to build a staff. Is what I'm looking to build.
Okay.
Same thing I've been trying to build since episode 1. Just trying to collect garbage. But as far as the 3 weeks, I mean, that obviously doesn't take 3 weeks to go through the bins.
Big bins.
Just come out of the room and they just see Victus half buried in a trash can. Just fucking scatter.
I'll tell you this, as you're kind of like going around, because I'm assuming you're like going into the weapons quarters, you're checking around like kind of in places.
Yep. I'm checking the trash compactors.
You remember the quartermaster, the Advo's quartermaster, that alien species.
Yep.
He kind of stops you and as he begins to talk to you. I've seen you've been scouring around. Are you looking for any materials in particular? If I can't get you a certain weapon, equipment, droid, gear...
I'm looking for parts.
Parts for what?
Specifically these parts. And I don't know the parts, but I'm assuming Victus would. So I would rattle off. I'm looking for a centrifugal tube about 3 centimeters across, and just start rattling off specifics.
Yeah, you're asking for like metal pieces, bolts, screws.
Yep. Small little batteries,
like magnifying glasses and stuff like that.
Lenses,
battery chargers, totally.
Focusing lenses, not magnifying glasses.
Emitters.
Yes, emitters.
Yeah. Essentially, he's like, that's all the stuff that makes up a gun. What type of do you know the type of density, the type of magnification?
I'll give him what I think is correct. I've never built one, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. And you don't have any.
I don't have any way to learn, and I'm not going to Google it.
None of the scrolls or anything you have indicate
the holocron. Look it up in the holocron.
I have a holocron. I got 2 fucking post-it notes, man.
He's got 2 scrolls, and they're essentially just how to be a good Boy Scout, and then something he hasn't translated. But he's going to take a
how
hard
to be an
guess.
edgelord 101.
Yeah, real different. Yeah, so essentially you're kind of naming numbers, and this is the kind of the equivalent of someone trying to buy a computer that has no idea. They're like, I heard the Radeon GS thing. And he's just you can see his dark alien eyes are just kind of he doesn't have the jaw. He has the mandibles. They kind of hang open a little bit. It's that kind of face of this dumb mother.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's because he's putting the parts together, and he's he wants the battery of an RC car, but he wants the emitter of an assault rifle. Yeah, sure. I'll put this together for you. Give me some time. Okay. I'll figure it out.
He's gonna actually build you a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is this?
This is
you
useless.
stuck all the pieces together.
They're in the wrong formation.
Oh, even better. Victus has the screwed up lightsaber.
You pretty much told him I want these parts, and he's like, I guess this guy wants a gun. I guess I'll build it for him.
No, I'm gonna make it very clear that these are parts for myself, not for him to build.
Okay, something that you're working. He's
So, and then the other 3 weeks, other time during these 3 weeks, I'm going to spend translating the second note, and then I want to spend time meditating on these 2.
Okay.
And I want to Victus, of course, never went through real formal training. Everything's been kind of impressionistic to him.
He's in his impressionistic period presently.
Right, exactly.
And that's what he's getting all the parts for.
It's a phase of my life. So I'm going to kind of experiment with how these doctrines work in my head and how I feel about them. And so one of the things I saw in the first one I read by Master Odiner. Odiner. I'm not going to say what I'm about to say. I'm going to just say what I'm doing. I walk up to Locke, And he's like, I don't know, Locke, what would you be doing at a random time? Just quick, off the top of your head.
Probably mechanics or weapon maintenance.
So I'm gonna just be standing there awkwardly, looking at him, with my arms to my sides, and be like, "Can I help you?"
Oh, Victus, what? With this stuff?
Yeah.
You want
He seems to be constipated.
to? Yeah, I mean, if you could hold this barrel here, I gotta really wrench this thing and get it loose.
Okay. And I grab the barrel and I hold this. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, how long do I have to do this for the good feeling to come?
Is this what the Zabraks do?
Yes.
I am one of them.
Yes.
They've accepted me as their people.
Yes, exactly. Day 23. He still has not figured out that I am not a Zabrak. Anyway, so the 3 weeks are going over the 2 scrolls, experimenting with them, meditating on them. You know, if you were to see me meditating, I'd have my legs crossed, and the 2 pieces of paper would be floating in front of me.
Excellent. So let's start with that translation for the second one.
Yes.
So as you unfurl this dark obsidian paper, it seems to a second first to a light with this almost red hue, and then it settles back down. And what is etched is a much harder language to translate. I'm going to say give me an education check against 3 difficulty. That's how I feel too about making educational checks.
3 difficulty?
Yeah.
Aye.
I will allow, due to your current dark side, give you a blue due to your current alignments.
Yowza. 2 failures, 1 advantage.
This one takes way longer than the original week. This one is biting into your 3rd week. But as you're frustrated, as you're feeling the tensions, because just as you begin to figure out a sentence, you realize the symmetry of the words don't work. It's not working. In your frustration, as you finally are glaring at it angrily, the words begin to take shape. This is the Sithari code. Again, this contains clear notes and then explanations under the code's phrase. So the first tenet is suffering brings strength. The quote under it says, physical and emotional anguish are gateways to power.
That's high.
Suffering is a crucible of strength. Under the second tenet, order is supreme.
Okay.
The quote follows, order is the product of power. Fear, hate, and suffering, properly channeled, lead to perfect ordered, unmarred by freedom and disharmony. The third tenet, strength and loyalty. A Sithari recognizes strength to the point of worship. Show unflinching strength, drawing at the raw power and control all around them. Fourth tenet, fear is intrinsic. Fear the loss of power and harness that fear's strength. Your fifth tenet, test oneself. Sithari seek out to test, to hone their strength, and to grow in power, proving commitment to their self.
You're only writing down the parts that matter to you? Or are you putting this all in your head?
In real life? Or
Yeah, you're not writing
I'll get
listening.
you these.
Oh, okay.
Seventh, unfettered curiosity.
It's a lot of writing, though.
Yeah.
It is a ton. It just took me a while. I was actually going to make you scrolls, and then I was halfway through them, and I kept screwing up the paper, because, it's terrible. I actually got,
He's got his calligraphy
darkened,
pen out.
I was writing it, and then, you mess up one letter, and you're like, it's gone. It's all gone.
Yeah.
I was on tenet 7. This is terrible.
How did they do it back in the day?
How
was
was
there
you-
just not lines through lines?
Yeah,
of
I know. It's terrible.
And then you illuminate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfettered curiosity. Knowledge should be craved, sought, and seized, including knowledge that will tempt the enlightened to horrible acts. And then the
You
last,
had me until horrible acts.
it's passion and power. Recognize connections between love and suffering and the power it holds to wield. And then finally, suffering teaches wisdom. Pain and loss give way to anger and hate, which give way to strength and growth.
Somehow I feel like that's the only tenet that Victus writes down. Oh, that one makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, this is my tenant.
Everything else has been like sharpied out.
This is dumb. This is just a repeat of number 3, which is also the dumb one.
Redacting.
See above.
Dude, you know what? You really don't need the commandment. You just need one commandment. Don't be an asshole.
In this case, be the biggest asshole.
So, if you were going to meditate on this, give me a discipline and then roll me a force dice.
Yeah, I was.
So is Victus's personality any different from the 6 days that we traveled back that he was studying the first scroll to?
He's never offered to help you.
Yeah.
I know, but that's true.
Yes,
that's a good point.
The difference
He's
is
way
like,
more helpful now.
Yeah, Victus showed up one time and was like, do you need the assistance?
Can I provide the service?
And you were like, I guess help me hold this gun. And you like tried to talk to him. And he just
I was trying to
looked
make
at
small
you.
talk, and he's just glaring.
He's just like looking at you. And
Like,
he's
I look angry about it.
like,
Why are you talking to me?
This is not part of the deal.
I asked if you needed help. That wasn't the help I was offering.
I am not your emotional support animal. I'm here to hold your gun.
If you need an emotional support droid, let me get you one.
Nice. 2 advantage, 2 success.
All right, 2 advantage, 2 success, and then give me a force die.
1 light side point.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay, so describe what this looks like. How are you? Which one are you kind of feeling drawn?
Don't ask me that.
It's you. Light side is drawing this. Essentially, what I'll argue to help you explain your scene for you.
Okay.
Light side is that you are feeling calm. Whatever you are focusing on, whether it be the dark side of passion or the light side of acknowledgement and enlightenment, you are calm about this. You're not drawing just from anger. You are learning to focus it. If you're drawing from knowledge, you are learning to be calm in situations. This is the fun part of having Jedi, Dark Jedi, and Sith. It's how you actually use your powers. So.
Oh, man. I mean, they both have really good points.
Yeah.
This is a hard decision. Make him put me on the spot.
Pick the one that helps me fix my gun.
This was the Diary of Sithology? Or
Sith
something
Arty.
Okay.
He does not know what the Sith Arty are. Because the Sith have not been described. They have been pretty much purged.
So are they purged from both his original time and our time?
Mm-hmm. If you actually look at the Empire, the Galactic Republic that became the Empire, the Sith weren't talked about except amongst the Jedi. And if you've seen the most recent one, the Tales of the Jedi, they don't like to use the word Sith. It's the dark word. It's like
So he would only have heard it on like
he has
hardcore, massive rumor. I mean, it would be
this.
Plus, it's also a race.
Yeah, this is
That,
the Sithari.
that muddles the whole.
Yeah.
So we're the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of
Were
character. Yes, the Jedi weren't actually spelled Jedi.
that
They were
one.
Jedi, which were a race of people. Which, fun fact, when you learn history, there's the reason that scroll is very important. For those who know.
Muy interesante.
The Sithari, specifically in the Sith culture, this is for the listeners, the Sithari were the actual Sith race. They were the ones who were the head of their house clans, and there was one above them who was the true Sith of them all, and that was the original tenets of the Sith. So this is from like before the Sith colonized this space. So this is a very ancient, early form of the Sith code, unbeknownst to this character.
Oh,
Looks valuable though.
does.
You know, essentially, you could right now be fiddling with both because you are.
I would be. I wouldn't make a decision right now.
Yeah.
That'd be too hasty.
and you've been learning.
Yeah.
Right.
Essentially, and be honest, like in all honesty, you're right. Some of these sound dumb, and some of them make sense, and so
I
essentially,
wouldn't actually say that though.
Well, no,
my
like,
character would be very taciturn when it comes
Or
to this.
reverent.
Right.
Well, they don't seem to apply to you yet for what you can understand.
Right.
All
You
right.
can choose the one you like and make your whole own thing.
As you guys have spent your time going through, gathering information, getting your repairs, training your skills, you all hear upon your little communication device, meet me at the command center. Your next assignment is ready. It appears Commander Talon is calling for you.
And this is 3 weeks later.
This is 3 weeks after your guys'.
So we had previously mentioned XP. Like, was this at any point in time that we could spend XP, or should we just bank it? And
This is the time we would have done.
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
This is
Did we
where-
get XP and I missed that? Or
We
did
will be getting it
Okay.
off,
Yeah,
off
yeah,
screen.
Off screen.
Okay,
I'll
sorry.
tell you.
Okay.
No worries. No.
I'm just- yeah.
Excellent question.
Because
this is where you would
the
have.
3 weeks is over. If we would have spent it,
This is where you leveled up, guys.
Yeah.
Essentially, there's no levels in the Stone Warriors Fantasy Flight game. There are only skill points, and essentially, that's what makes you better. And that's where we will be pulling our time today.
So Commander Talon calls us in.
Yeah.
Fade out.
Fade out.
All right. Little white letters go up the back of the screen. And good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And if you have any feedback for us, please feel free to comment on our podcasts or email us directly at ncrpproductions@gmail.com. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, our Seeks and Employees of the Month, David II, F, S, Michael H, and Michael P. And of course, our Breaker of Seals, Frank H, Christopher C, Matthew K, and The Lab, trademarked. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it.